and we have had the benefit of considering submission urged on behalf of the petitioners, the Union of India, and the National Testing Agency. Full stop. Our CBI officer is
Mr. Krishna is additional director.
Mr. Krishna.
Yes. Additional director CBI.
Additional director CBI has appeared in the course of the proceedings to apprise the court on the status of the investigation. Next. You can say arguments have been concluded and judgment has been reserved. Good stuff. In a matter like the present, it is imperative that the final conclusions of the court be disclosed at the present stage, should be recorded at the present stage, since there is an urgent need to bring about the urgent need to provide certainty and finality to a dispute which has affected, to a dispute which affects the careers of over 2 million students. Full stop. The reasons for the ultimate conclusions will follow later, but we proceed to record the essential conclusions in the following terms. Bracket 1. The fact that a leak of the Neet UG 2024 paper took place at Hazaribagh, the state of Jharkhand, and at Patna is not in dispute. Semicolon. Bracket 2. Following the transfer of the investigation to it, CBI has filed its status reports dated 10 July 2024, 17 July 2024, and 21 July 2024. Stop. The disclosures by the CBI indicate that the investigation is continuing. However, CBI has indicated that at the present stage, the material which has emerged during the course of the investigation would indicate that about 155 students drawn from the examination centers at Hazaribagh and Patna appear to be the beneficiaries of the fraud. Since the investigation by the CBI has not attained finality as at the present point of time, this court had, in its previous order, required the union government to indicate whether certain trends in regard to the existence of normalities or otherwise could be drawn on the basis of the results emanating from the 4,750 centers situated with 571 cities. Full stop. Pursuant to the directions of the court, the union government has produced the report of IIT Madras indicating the position on the basis of data analytics. Full stop. Full stop. The objection of the petitioners to the report of IIT Madras to be considered in the course of the judgment, in the course of the reasoned judgment, which will follow. We'll stop at this stage, in order to obviate any controversy, the court has independently scrutinized the data which has been submitted on the record by the NTA, semicolon, bracket 4, at the present stage, on the basis of the material on the record, it is not possible for the court to come to the conclusion that at the present stage, on the basis of the material on the record, at the present stage, there is an absence of material on the record sufficient to lead to the conclusion result of the examination stands vitiated, or that there was a systemic breach in the sanctity of the examination, semicolon. 5, added to the absence of conclusive material on the record at the present stage, the data which has been produced on the record, city-wise, center-wise, and the comparison for the years 2022, 2023, and 2024 is not indicative of a systemic leak of the question paper, which would indicate a destruction of the sanctity of the examination. 5, in arriving at the ultimate conclusion, the court is guided by the well-settled test on whether it is possible to segregate tainted students from those whose candidature does not suffer from any taint. Moreover, it would need to be clarified that if the investigation reveals the involvement of an increased number of beneficiaries than those who are suspects at the present stage, action shall be pursued against any student found to be involved in wrongdoing at any stage, notwithstanding the completion of the counseling process. In other words, no student who is revealed to have engaged in acts of fraud or to have been the beneficiary of malpractices would be entitled to claim the vested right or interest in the continuation of the admission in the future. Semicolon 6. The court has also been mindful of the fact that directing a fresh Neet UG test to be conducted for the present year would be replete with serious consequences, some of which serious consequences for over 2 million students who have appeared at the examination, including in particular Bracket 1, disruption of the admission schedule for the commencement of medical courses. 2, cascading effects on the course of medical education, semicolon, bracket 3, a prejudicial impact on the availability of qualified medical professionals in the future. And 4, a serious element of disadvantage to the marginalized groups of students for whom reservation has been made in the allocation of seats. Seven, for the above reasons, we are of the considered view that ordering a retest of ordering the cancellation of the entire Neet UG 2024 examination is neither justified on the application of the settled tests which have been propounded in the decisions of this court on the basis of the material on the record. One of the questions in the course of the Neet UG 2024 was in the following term. Colon, वो IIT के रिपोर्ट में हम आप लीजिए given below आया था.
Yesterday's order.
कल के ऑर्डर में है. Initially, the answer key which was prepared by the NTA indicated that the fourth of the above options was the only correct. That the fourth of the options extracted above was the correct answer. Subsequently, on a large number of representations submitted to NTA, a decision was taken to the effect that both the second of the above option as well as the fourth option would be treated to be the correct option. Would be treated to be correct answers. Good stop. By an order of this court dated 22 July 2024, the director of the Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi, was requested to constitute a 3-member committee to submit its opinion on which of the options noted above would be the correct option, would be the correct answer to the above question. Good stop. The Professor Rangan, the director and professor of the Department of Energy Science and Engineering at IIT Delhi, has in his report dated 23 July 2024 indicated that a 3-member committee from the Department of Physics comprising of colon 1, Professor Pradipta Ghosh, 2, Professor Aditya Narayan Agnihotri, and 3, Professor Sankalpa Ghosh, was constituted for that purpose. Full stop. The expert team constituted by the director IIT has opined that option 4, as extracted above, is the correct answer. Full stop. In order to obviate any ambiguity, option 4 which is to be treated as the correct answer, is set out below into inverted commas. Statement 1 is correct, but statement 2 is incorrect. Stop. In view of the expert determination by the team constituted by IIT Delhi leaves no manner of ambiguity in regard to the correct option, because in fact, initially, the only option which was treated as the correct answer by NTA. Full stop. Options 2 and 4 are mutually exclusive and both cannot stand together. Full stop. We accept the report of IIT Delhi. Full stop. Accordingly, NTA shall revise.
Right.
This is the result of the Neet UG 2024 on the basis that the correct answer, that option 4, as set out, as extracted above, represents the only correct answer to the question. Full stop. We have not indicated the number of the question since the number of the question, since the actual number on different answer booklets, on different OMR sheets, or since the number of the question is likely to vary in view of the procedure which is followed.
Yes.
The number of the question as well as the option is likely to vary in view of the procedure which is followed in the examination to preserve the integrity of the process. The next, during the pendency of the proceedings.
During negative marking, your lordships were considered.
No, we'll just leave it as that. I think we'll not. During the course of the hearing, the court had been apprised of the fact that NTA would be conducting a special test for 1563 students in supersession of the compensatory marks which were awarded. The students were given an option of either appearing for the special test. The 1563 students were given the option of either appearing for the special test or, in the alternative, opting for their original marks without the addition of compensatory marks. Full stop. NTA is permitted to act accordingly following the test which was held. Next. Since the only question which has been, apart from the question which has been, the principal issue which has been urged before the court relates to the sanctity of the Neet UG 2024 examination, whether the process was required to be scrapped and a fresh test was to be reconvened. Full stop. Having answered the question in the above terms, it needs to be clarified that if any student, including in the present batch, has an individual grievance not bearing on the issues which have been resolved by this judgment, it will be open to them to pursue their rights and remedies in accordance with law. The competent high courts, the jurisdictional high courts, under Article 226 of the Constitution. Full stop. If any, however, before moving the High Court for the grant of relief, the petitioners would have to seek the withdrawal of their petitions before this court, if they have been filed. Full stop. Then we'll finally say, during the course of the hearing, the court has been apprised of the fact that the union government has constituted a 7-member expert committee chaired by Dr. K. Radhakrishnan. Radhakrishnan is a former director of ISRO, no? Former director of, former chairman of ISRO. Full stop. The committee will abide by the committee and consisting of the following members will be clear now. Full stop. The committee will abide by such further directions as may be issued by this court in its final judgment and order in regard to the areas which should be inquired into by it, so as to ensure that the process of conducting the Neet, UG, and other examinations falling within the remit of the NTA is duly strengthened, so that the instances which came to light during the course of the present year are not repeated in the future.
There were some transfer petitions filed by NTA
In
on this issue itself. They stands not disposed of.
The transfer petitions raising the issue as regards the validity of the Neet UG 2024 examination shall stand disposed of in terms of the above direction, subject to the clarification that individual grievances, if any, that remain, may be addressed before the competent high court, before the jurisdictional high court.
Grateful for the patient hearing.
Thanks.
So grateful.
Sorry?
I've said them to withdraw the writ petition. In fact, I've only filed an IA. So I'll withdraw that IA, Millards, before your lordship, because tomorrow counseling will start.
The IAs raising individual grievances are similarly permitted to be withdrawn.
Yes, ma'am.
Liberty reserved in the above term.
Yes.
Milord, a small mention, Milord. Milord, a small mention with great respect. Milord, this is regarding item 21.24. I may be allowed to withdraw my petition, Milord, because it has been tagged with Vanshika Yadav, in which the broad arguments have been addressed.
Anybody else who is present here and who wants to withdraw their petitions, just come and tell the court master, apart from 21.24 who's online, he'll just record it and we'll make sure that that is withdrawn, so that is, there's no, you don't have to move another court, another time.
Yes.
Do it right now so you can move that.
Tomorrow counseling will start.
I'm so much grateful, Milord.
1.33, my lord. The report may remain for your lordship's perusal. Otherwise, we can apply for certified copies. Inspection of certified. Your lordships may need it, my lord, for judgment writing.
After the judgment is delivered, then we'll return it back to you.
Yes. In the meanwhile, parties can apply for inspection or certified copy.
Of
Therefore,
the CBI report. So the CBI report will be maintained with.
Yes. That's all I'm requesting.
Because it's an investigation report. Otherwise, the whole investigation may be derailed if we disclose it at this stage.
Can I? Your lordship says not right time to mention. Item 6 and 9 I'm mentioning.
Yes.
These are the two matters. 9 is Shiv Sena, 6 is NCP. Your
Yes.
lordship had intended to have it urgently heard, but Neet overtook us.
Neet, when
Your lordship may give us
3
the
days
shortest possible
Because I
time.
appear for the respondent.
I'm
Because
at the moment asking,
my lord,
one
the-
second,
yes, sir.
I'm asking for the shortest possible time. That is 9th, otherwise the thing is completely infructuous. One way or the other, elections are there.